All right, so
Hey.
we just watched Fantastic Beasts: Secrets of Dumbledore, and I mean, what'd you think?
It was better than the last one for sure.
Yeah. Then the last one, I don't even remember what happened.
Yeah, nobody does.
Yeah.
First, before we get into the review, I just want to say, first off, Alex is back. Where have
Let's
you
go,
been?
baby.
We haven't seen you since the Uncharted review.
Man, I disappeared.
Yeah. You seen any movies since then?
I watched Sonic.
He sure did. What did you think?
It was amazing.
And didn't you also watch Morbius?
Oh my, Morbius was even better.
Oh my God, masterpieces.
Yeah. So now we're
Anyways.
here with Harry Potter. You
Yeah.
know?
Let's talk about our experience with the Harry Potter series real quick. We're both fans, right?
Yeah,
we
like it.
We both like Harry Potter a lot.
Okay, I mean this is good, yeah.
Yeah. These Fantastic Beasts movies, first one, I was like, okay, it's all right,
Yeah, I enjoyed
decent, fine, not great, but I liked it fine enough. Characters were good. That second one, though, man, I don't think it was as bad as everybody said. I thought it was okay, but, it was still pretty badly written, but I still was kind of entertained by it, sometimes unintentionally. So with this one, I kind of went into it with kind of low expectations, and for me, this movie, there were definitely a lot of moments throughout it that I enjoyed, but overall, I thought it was just kind of underwhelming. It's not bad. It's definitely not a bad movie, but it felt to me like it was undercooked.
That's true. Yeah, I guess it was alright. It had its moments, but yeah, that's kind of about it,
Yeah. First, I don't get me wrong, I did like a lot about this movie. I think Jacob and Queenie are the two most compelling characters in this franchise, and that's not even a joke. I think those are the two I'm the most interested in. I like them. They're cool. Jacob's funny. What was the girl's name that met him at the beginning? Lila? No.
Something like that.
Something like that. I liked her. She was neat.
Yeah, she was a good character.
Theseus was fine. Newt, fine protagonist. Here's my problem with this movie. So you look at Harry Potter, right? And Harry Potter started out very fun and whimsical and lighthearted, and as it got on, it got more epic and more dark and dramatic. And this series wants to be dark and dramatic from the get-go. Like, it's trying to live up to the epicness of Harry Potter, and it kind of misses out on some of the fun and some of the heart that Harry Potter had. Not that there's none. There's still a lot of,
It did have some good scenes, like the cave scene. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That was one of the better scenes.
Yeah.
Like the assassination attempt in like the restaurant. That was a pretty good scene.
Mm-hmm. For me, when we got to the spoilers, by the way, we're spoiling this whole movie. When we got to the end, sorry, but when we got to the end and there's like a wedding between Queenie and Jacob, I kind of thought to myself, like, I kind of wanted more of this. I wanted to see these characters just kind of hang out and get to know each other.
I feel like the characters didn't really interact enough. That was kind of the problem a bit of it.
The whole movie was about the mission, and I felt like we didn't really get to know a lot of these people as well as we should have. Like, I mean, even the side characters, and I don't want to compare this too much to Harry Potter, even though I'm going to because I'm a prick. But, I mean, even in Harry Potter, the side characters you got to know very well, like Neville and Malfoy and Luna. Here, what can you tell me about Kama?
Yeah, they're kind of just glanced over,
What can you tell me about Bunty? They're there, but I liked them fine, the character. I like Newt, I like Queenie, I like Jacob. Tina's like I don't know, she was like a cameo in this movie. I guess it kind of made sense why she wasn't in it much. I hope she's in the other ones because I like her. What did you think of Grindelwald? What did you think of him?
I mean, he was alright as a villain, like the whole scene at the end with like the election. I thought that was kind of neat. I think that was one of the better parts of the movie.
Yeah, I agree. I thought Mads Mikkelsen did a good job. Whether or not Johnny Depp should have been fired, that's a conversation for another day. By the way, I just want to say right here, J.K. Rowling sucks, and you got to separate art from the artist sometimes, and that's what I'm doing right now, okay? J.K. Rowling sucks. She sucks. But anyways, this movie to me a lot of it felt like setup. And that was the problem with the second one, is that it didn't really feel like its own story. It felt like just setting up for the rest of the franchise. And this movie kind of has that. Not as bad, but it does definitely have it. And by the end of it, I felt like, okay, that felt like the election scene. I know you liked it. I thought it was all right, but it felt to me like, and you know, maybe this isn't a bad thing, because it felt to me, I was like, oh, that was it? That was the climax?
Yeah, he just kind of leaves, you know. Like
it was a little underwhelming.
Yeah, that sounds true.
But I'll say this, you know, I feel like once we get, like, you can't have an epic battle. Like, this is a 5-movie series, right? The epic battle between Dumbledore and Grindelwald is going to happen at the end of the 5th movie. So you can't have this epic clash between them in the 3rd film, you know? So I'm glad that it was pretty, like, understated, you know, the fight between them. It's only like 40 seconds, and I'm glad, you know. I don't want to see them have this epic duel, because when they do it in the last one, it won't be as special, you know?
Yeah.
But like you said, that cave scene I really liked. I wanted more scenes like that.
Yeah, I know. That one was like one of the more fun scenes in the movie, you know. That one was pretty enjoyable.
Yeah. For most of this movie, I was just kind of sitting there like, all right, there's nothing terrible about this, but I'm not really as this movie really wants to be an epic fantasy tale, and for me, it's not really getting there in terms of my investment.
Yeah.
I like these characters fine. I like this world. I love the Harry Potter world, you know. But for me, I was like, this is fine. You know, maybe in the next... I think by the end of this series, after the 5th one is all said and done, we can look back on all of them and sort of appreciate more about this movie and what it was setting up. But why don't you talk more, Alex? Why don't you?
I mean, I generally thought it was fine, you know. Like, it had its couple of good scenes. Like, there were like 3 that I thought were actually kind of neat. But besides that, you know, the characters felt kind of underdeveloped, and that's kind of the main problem with it.
Yeah. I like this movie probably slightly below the first one. You know, the first one I was like, yeah, this is good. This isn't bad. This is enjoyable. And this one I kind of felt that too, but like not as much. I was like, yeah, it's not bad. Like, there's nothing about this movie that's bad.
Yeah, like, it was never really like boring. It was just all right.
Yeah, I was never bored. You know, I was always mildly interested in what was going on. I loved Jude Law as a young Dumbledore. He was great in the last one, and I thought he did a great job here. You know, he's great as young Dumbledore. He's kind, and he's smart, and he's sexy. He's sexy, man. I mean, come on, you can't deny that.
Yeah, you know,
he was
you gotta
sexy.
give it to him.
And he was great. Like we said before, Grindelwald, pretty good. Didn't really do much in this movie. That's another problem with the series, that so far Grindelwald hasn't really done much.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, no, I feel like they need development more. Like, that's really just the main problem with it.
Yeah.
Most of it just seems underdeveloped.
Yeah. I mean, like Voldemort, the first time you see him, well, I guess technically the first time you see him is in the first movie, but like the first time he like comes back in Goblet of Fire, immediately you're like, oh crap, this guy means business. Like, this guy is a threat. And I haven't really felt that so far with Grindelwald. Do you know what I mean? The only reason I see Grindelwald as a threat is because Harry Potter, the original series, told me so. So far in this series, I haven't really felt that yet. But it sounds like I hate this movie. I didn't hate it. I had a fine time. You know, it was fine. You know,
it was still enjoyable.
Yeah, it had, like I said, there were plenty of scenes where I was like, this is good. Like, I love that cave scene with the crabs. I thought that was a lot of fun. I love the wedding scene at the end, and I just like the character of Newt. I just think he's a really likable.
Out of like all the characters, he's definitely the most likable.
Yeah, but like I said, the main problem with this movie is the characters. Some of them are enjoyable. Like, there's not a single character in this movie that I like as much as I like, for example, Hermione or Ron. I love Hermione and Ron. There are no characters in this movie that I have that sense of attachment to. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like in Harry Potter, not everybody, but most of the characters, you really got to know them. And in this series, a lot of the characters are just kind of there in the background. I like them. That's really my big issue with this movie, is that we needed more scenes. And this is going to sound weird, but we needed more scenes of the characters just kind of hanging out and talking and getting to know them, because it feels like we're just watching a bunch of soldiers, you know what I mean, more than characters. That being said, still, good stuff, you know.
Yeah, it's still enjoyable. Yeah. So it was like still worthwhile. Yeah,
so there's going to be 2 more Fantastic Beasts movies after this, Fantastic Beasts 4 and 5, and hopefully those are better. Yeah, you know, what would your recommendation level for this movie be?
I'd say go watch it. You know, if you like the Harry Potter movies, like it's worth watching.
Yeah, I'd say if you really like Harry Potter, but you didn't really like the first two Fantastic Beasts movies, I don't think this one will change your mind. If you did like the first Fantastic Beasts movie, but not really the second one, I'm sure you'll like this one more than the second one. But yeah, I thought this movie was just okay, you know?
Yeah.
You liked it more than I did, and
Yeah, a little bit.
yeah, this movie was okay. You know, I didn't hate it. Yeah, what would you give it on a scale of 1 to 10?
What about you? Like you had more to say. What would you give it?
I'd give this a 5, man.
Yeah, I'd say like between like a 5 or a 6. I'd give it.
I'd say a 5. It had its moments for sure, but it was just kind of forgettable. I felt like I never really got to know these. That's my biggest. I know I've said it like 100 times, but that's my biggest issue is that I never really got to know the characters, and I like them, and I want to know more about them, but the movie's too focused on, nah, man, this is the Wizarding War, and they're focusing more on that aspect to make it this epic tale. But you know, I don't know, man. But I give this like a 5 out of 10. I think it's enjoyable for if you're into that kind of thing. For me, though, you know, hopefully the next two are better.
I mean, if they're building up to it, you know, I think it will be.
Yeah.
With everything that they did in this one. But yeah.
Yeah. So, thanks for watching. Alex is back, which is cool.
Let's go, baby.
He hasn't been around in a while, but hopefully he'll be around for more reviews. And the next review will be, I don't know. So thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Trying to make more videos on the channel, trying to make some different stuff, trying to make some trailer analysis videos. Maybe we can make some Better Call Saul reviews.
God. We gotta make those when that comes out.
Yeah.
In like a few days.
Another thing I want to talk about, this has nothing to do with the movie, but at the theater we were at, they were serving this like butterbeer, which if you know Harry Potter, you know they drink butterbeer, and we both got it thinking like it was gonna be good. It tasted like ass.
It literally just tasted like an entire stick of butter put into a drink.
It tasted like it was not good. So if your local movie theater is selling you butter and you're a dumb Harry Potter fan like us that thinks that it's gonna taste good, don't order it. Just get a Sprite or something. It's gonna be way better.
I mean, you could be funny and just order it anyways. If you're like the kind of person who likes eating an entire stick of butter, I'd say go for it.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it.
Like and subscribe.
Or don't. It's your choice.